Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to talk about three massive storylines heading into NFL Week 1. It's almost that time. I mean, we're just a couple days. It's Tuesday as I record this. We got football on Thursday, and then Sunday we get all of the teams to play. This is something that we've been waiting for. I mean, if you've been with this channel, you've been through the mock drafts, the NFL draft, the off-season, what to expect, the film breakdowns, training camp, mini camp, preseason, everything. But it's really that time now. And the first thing on my mind today, I think the biggest headline is, first off, I want to say prayers to Travis Kelce. I don't know if he's going to play Thursday, but I hope he gets well with that hyperextended knee injury. But the first thing I want to talk about today, at least, that's Nick Bosa. And today I think that I want to know what you guys think in the comments as we go through this. But I really want to talk about, because from a contractual standpoint, where is he trying to get? I think that's my biggest question, because Aaron Donald, he's up there like we talked about. We look at all of the edge guys. I mean, Micah Parsons is coming up. There are some guys on the edge. I mean, Joey Bosa, Myles Garrett, all of the guys we think about when we think about edge players, TJ Watt even. Where is Nick Bosa trying to go? And I think the vibe that I'm getting from this, and I've been hearing different things here or there, there's nothing, I think, firm that we can stand on. So I don't want to say that I'm coming at you with sources and news about what Nick Bosa actually wants, but let's talk about it and let's look at it, because I know you guys have your own perspective on this. And I think that the first thing, and what the 49ers, the angle that they can kind of approach this with, is saying, we're trying to get you as close to Aaron Donald as possible. That's the first angle we got to look at. But I think for Nick Bosa, and why I say the vibe and what I've been feeling when I look at how things have gone in this contract negotiation, I think he's trying to be the highest paid non-quarterback. And it's time to start having that conversation. I saw something today. It was talking about in the area and range of 32 to 35 million. And you question it and say, whoa, that's way too much money. You say, why would he ever get that type of money? But I think that looking at Micah Parsons, he's a big-time guy who's coming up. Some of the other edges who have been paid. Brian Burns is trying to get himself a contract in Carolina. I look at it and say, okay, I'm understanding. And what did we talk about yesterday? I said it's all about resetting the market, because you don't want to be the guy if you're Nick Bosa, and you can always restructure these things, but you don't want to get yourself into that situation because injuries happen. So you want to get the contract done first. The one that you really want, you want to get that done. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I'm projecting Micah Parsons to probably be one of the highest paid non-quarterbacks of all time. And I'm thinking now, if I can get ahead of that and I can beat that and get a step ahead right here, right now, this season, I can possibly be that guy. And then Micah Parsons, now when he negotiates, he's trying to get around me. He's trying to get around Aaron Donald, because I think we look at a state in the current landscape of the 49ers roster with some of their contracts. I look at the ages on some of these guys. Let's talk about their highest paid players. They got Trent Williams coming in, and these are contract terms, not average salary, but Trent Williams is at the top. 6 year, $138 million. He's 35 years old. I think he's probably still the best left tackle in the game currently, but he's getting up there. Fred Warner's 26, nothing to worry about. Arik Armstead, a guy who's getting paid handsomely. They just brought in Javon Hargrave. You got Kittle, 29. You got Debo, who's 27. You just extended him a couple years ago. Christian McCaffrey's on a nice deal. He's 27. And really, none of these guys, other than Nick Bosa, really expire soon. So we look at it and we say, okay, now we're the 49ers, and I'm thinking, I got these guys on the contract. We got about a 2 to 3 year window to get some more cracks at this thing to win the Super Bowl out of the NFC. But if we have to really buckle, and I think they're going to have to buckle with Nick Bosa because he's just valuable. I talk about tackles, quarterbacks, defensive ends. That's the hierarchy. You get the quarterback first, then you get the left tackle, then you get the guy to stop the left tackle and the quarterback. That's a Nick Bosa. So now we say, I might have to look at Arik Armstead. That's some of the things we have to. It's hard conversations because he's a very good player alongside Hargrave, but a Kittle, a guy he's a top 3 tight end, but he's been nicked and bruised. A Debo Samuel, we just extended him. But if he doesn't have the season that we saw 2 years ago, last season was a down one. He admitted to it. You know, all of the guys, Kyle Shanahan, they talk about getting better in that aspect with Debo Samuel. We got to respect that. And I hope for Debo Samuel's sake that he comes back and bounces back to that guy that we once saw. But if not, we got to visit that. Christian McCaffrey, he's already a running back, so he's at a disadvantage by the start. That's one thing we have to look at. So now I say, okay, Nick Bosa, We gotta pay this man by any means necessary. I want to know what you guys think in the comments, but that's number one. I think that's the biggest storyline right now. It's a lot of speculation going on, but these are some of the things with the roster, with the contract, and where I think he's trying to get. I think he's trying to have that record-setting mark. But really, number 2 and 3. These two are going to go into each other and tie into each other because these are two guys who are playing each other in the same game. The Miami Dolphins versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I think one of the more underrated games when we look at the week 1 landscape. Now, I say, okay, Tua Tagovailoa. I've been going to bat for Tua. I've been talking about him. Everyone talks about the injuries. I said before the injuries, he was in the thick of that MVP race. I've said that on so many different videos, and I'm saying it again because we seem to forget who Tua is. He's really that man when we talk about quarterback play, and not to mention he has Jalen Waddle. Hopefully, I've been monitoring Jalen Waddle. I see he was dealing with the injury, but I think he's going to play on Sunday, so I'm looking at him now. The most effective guy who's probably not going to be in the lineup is kind of up in the air right now. I think Teron Armstead. That's a guy that's a big time left tackle. He came up from New Orleans. He was great last year. He's going to be great this year. But will he play in week 1? I don't know. But back to Tua though. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Devon Achane, you got Jeff Wilson, you got Raheem Mostert, some of the guys in the backfield, you got the tight ends, you got the receiving core. And I'm looking at it, if your offensive line can hold up, I think you will be a good team. I think you will be in the MVP race once again. Now, you have to hold up yourself. Tua Tagovailoa, he has to stay healthy this season, and praying for him because that situation is a little deeper than a regular injury. But I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, I'm understanding if everything goes right for the Miami Dolphins, this will be a very good team. And the reason I tie that into the Los Angeles Chargers is because we look at the AFC East. We got the Jets, Patriots, Bills, Dolphins. That's the landscape right there. We look at the AFC West. We got the Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. So the reason that I say that is because I think these are two young quarterbacks. Tua's still young. It seems like he's been in the league a little longer than he has been, but he's still young. And I'm saying, which young quarterback will break through in their division? It's going to be hard. But Justin Herbert, you just got a massive contract. We look at Lamar Jackson, he got paid. Jalen Hurts, he got paid. Justin Herbert said, forget all that, I'm clearing them all. And Joe Burrow, he's coming up. He's probably going to clear that once again, looking at that market. It's getting crazy with the quarterbacks. But I'm saying, okay, something's got to give because a lot of people, regardless of what we think about Justin Herbert as a player, he hasn't won anything. He hasn't been an All-Pro, the Pro Bowl nods, whatever. We talk about that, but All-Pros, Super Bowls, playoff wins. You had the 27-point lead against Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is another young guy who's coming. But I talk about that and I say, it's got to break for you. And then for Tua, it has to break for you as well because we got Tyreek. We got a lot of weapons around you. We're investing in the offensive line as much as we can if we're the Miami Dolphins. The defense is elite. Jalen Ramsey's going to come back somewhere in the mid to the late end of the season. Got to look at him coming back. Got Cam Smith. Got Xavier Howard, the top 10 to 5 corner with Xavier Howard. But I say, okay, there's some things going on. And I understand it's going to be a bloodbath. You got the New York Jets. You got the Buffalo Bills. And I respect the New England Patriots. So I'm looking at which quarterback of the young ones can break through. If you're Tua, can you break through the East? If you're Justin Herbert, can you break through the West? That is my storyline, but that's two different ones, two completely different ones. And I touched on some of the things that I like with the Miami Dolphins, some of the things I like with Tua that I'm looking at with the weapons and Justin Herbert. You drafted a Quentin Johnston. You still got Austin Eckler, even though we don't know if he really wants to be there. He wanted to get paid. They restructured a 1-year deal. That's whoop-de-doo, voila. He's still going to want that money next year. They're probably going to, we're not getting into the running backs. That's a whole nother topic. But talking about that, still got Keenan Allen, still got Mike Williams. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, J.C. Jackson's going to be healthy. You still got Mack and Bosa for what it's worth. We're looking at the linebacker position. You go get an Eric Kendricks. Now you got a Kenneth Murray. You draft a Dayan Henley. So I'm saying everything that we're doing on this team, those guys want to win. Derwin James in the back end. Asante Samuel Jr. These are two teams that are built to win. But which young quarterback can break through, whether it be the AFC East or the AFC West, talking about Tua versus Justin? Which one of those two guys will it be and who will it be first? I think that Justin Herbert has more physical traits, but Tua is putting it all together, and he's the perfect quarterback for that team. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he plays with time and precision, and he's accurate as it gets. Justin Herbert, for what it's worth, I think he's inconsistently elite. When we're talking about him from the pocket, I say he has all the physical traits. He can get out of the pocket. You can design runs for him in the run game, and he has a cannon of an arm. But it's some things that got to work between those two. Let me know down below in the comments. These are my 3 massive storylines heading into week 1. What do you think about these storylines? Is it something that I missed? We can get it in another video. We can talk about it in the comments. But that's going to do it for today's show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And don't forget, it's Tuesday. 2 more days and it's Thursday. A couple more days and it's Sunday. NFL football is back.